you doing, buddy? You okay? It's okay. I'm here for you, man. Well, that was quite an event, wasn't it? I know. I know what an autistic meltdown looks like. I have plenty of experience in having them. Believe me, I get it. Yes, I know. I know you weren't in control. Childhood educators, not to say that you're a child, they've actually, one of the first things that they teach parents with autistic children is learning to distinguish between a meltdown and a temper tantrum. They can look very similar, but in one, the person, child, person, adult, whatever, maintains full control of their behavior. In the other version, the person is not in full control of their behavior. They're just exploding. So I know you weren't being intentionally malicious. I appreciate the apology, but don't worry. I know that wasn't. Here's the thing. As someone who's had meltdowns, has been on the receiving end of the meltdown, the way you have to handle it is very nuanced. On the one hand, you need to hold the space for the fact that other people were negatively impacted by it. But on the other hand, you need to hold space and compassion for the person with autism who's having a meltdown. There needs to be recognition that the person was not in full control of their behavior. So accountability is a bit more nuanced and looks a bit more different. And some people say that the autistic person should learn the signs of a meltdown. And that is true. There's more nuance here because autistic people oftentimes have a difficult time picking up on their own emotions. It's okay though. You can. No, I'm not here to judge you. Trust me. In the Bible, I don't know if you're the religious type, but I am. In the Bible, there's a story in which I believe it's the Pharisees bring an adulterous woman to Jesus and say, "What should we do with her, Rabbi?" In the law of Moses, it said that all adulterers are to be extoned, or adulteresses. And Jesus says to the Pharisees and the mob, "Let he who hath never sinned cast the first stone." Applying this to our situation, I've had meltdowns, right? And it hasn't been easy for people on the receiving end of them. So if I was to condemn you and view you as a bad person for having a meltdown, then that would be me being a hypocrite because I have meltdowns as well. I know you feel bad. I know. It's not, there is nuance in this situation, but it's not really your fault. Not that things were this bad, to be clear, but an autistic person who was undiagnosed was acquitted of murder due to the fact that while they were having the meltdown, they were not in full control of their behavior. They were acquitted in the UK, and the person was found not criminally responsible. Not to say that what happened was nearly on the same level as that, but just goes to show the criminal justice system is becoming more sophisticated at understanding autistic meltdowns in the criminal justice context. Not that you did anything criminal, to be clear, but is, and I don't know if that probably didn't come across as very comforting, there are people who understand. There are people who are willing to hold space for you, and there are people that are willing to have compassion for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for restraining you while you have the meltdown. I know that must have been horrific and traumatizing for you, but I was concerned about the self-injury. I didn't want you to injure yourself. I wasn't angry with you. I wasn't frustrated or anything. I was just trying to protect you. I'm sorry for doing that. Maybe, I don't know, kind of a heat of the moment thing. I just saw you hurting yourself and I didn't want it to escalate further. Yes. Meltdowns are a real pain in the rear. Yeah, and now that you're finished, I can tell you're super tired. Um, yeah. Yeah, and when you're done the meltdown, the remorse kicks in because now that you're back in control of your cognitive functions, you realize, oh, crud, I said some pretty hurtful things. Yeah. It is not fun. Someone I used to talk to, they were real deep into the New Age spirituality, which I wasn't. I'm not, as a Christian, I'm not the biggest fan of. But they did mention that perhaps I should try yoga or meditation related to yoga. Um, and I somewhat took their advice, and there's been some applicability to my situation. If you don't mind, I would like to do some deep breathing with you. Let's try this. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. There. Do you feel much better? I feel much better. When you feel all that tension, the interesting thing is, after a meltdown, people will be shocked at how normal I'm behaving because I feel fine after them. And that's the thing, right? A lot of the times you'll feel fine, like physiologically, nervous system wise, but the people around you, what they witness, they won't feel fine. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm really glad that um, I'm really glad that you had it in front of me rather than in front of someone else, because there's a lot of people who don't necessarily understand autism, and they'll say a bunch of hurtful things like you're having a temper tantrum, you're a child, and all this other nonsense. So I'm glad you felt safe enough in front of me to have it out. It's a tough thing because we're not narcissists and sociopaths. We're capable of accountability. Like, we have normal levels of emotional empathy. Our nervous system just gets so intense and so screwy that what goes in must come out. And sometimes it's an explosion. Ah, there's my mom in the background. Chit chatting it up. Yeah. Don't worry, my mom's alright. She's not mad at you. For her, this is just another rodeo. She's she's been witness to some of my meltdowns. And she didn't understand at first, but as she grew older, she became a bit more educated. As she's become more educated, and she's become much more sophisticated in her understanding of disability, thanks to a lot of the education that I've given her. God bless my mom. I've been through a lot of really horrible shit, and she tries to encourage. She tries her best to help me. She's a remarkable woman, and she just keeps helping me no matter how far into the pit I fall. And I'm extremely grateful for that. Yeah, I know you're really into music, so we could talk about that. Ah, you're an Alice in Chains fan. You have good taste, my friend. Good taste. Oh, you listen to Radiohead. Um, I'm a big fan of both Kid A and OK Computer. I haven't been able to get into In Rainbows yet, no. OK Computer absolutely slaps. Such a depressing album. And I'm assuming when it comes to Alice in Chains, your favorite album is Dirt. Yeah, me too. It's the obvious choice. It's the cliche, you could say, but sometimes cliches are there for a reason. Oh, my neck is just sore, really sore. Ah, that feels much better. You want to go for a drive and rock out to Dirt by Alice in Chains? Hell yeah. Let's go do it, my friend. All right, let's go.